Today on the show, we are joined by a woman who is redefining what it means to be a leader in the pizza world. You probably know her online at Real Clever Food, where she shares her incredible recipe development and teaching. She's an East Coast collective leader, a global Gozney ambassador, and the visionary founder of Women's Pizza Month. Welcome to the show, Christy Alia.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here, and thanks for
Yeah,
giving me the time to talk about this.
yeah, I'm so happy you're here today. I have been following you and your pizzas are incredible. And
Thank
I
you.
have so much admiration for what you're doing. And I really want to take, our listeners and our watchers back to kind of the beginning of your story and talk about like your first experience and how you got into pizza.
Yeah, I mean, that's too long ago. But I learned actually as a little girl from my grandfather. That's really where the passion for pizza started. And being a native New Yorker, I was born and raised in Europe. I have to say, I had the privilege of taking Europe pizza, culture for granted. It's just a part of life when you're from New York City. No matter what your background is, whether you're Italian American like I am, or just from anywhere in New York, we're really lucky. We have a pizza shop on every corner, maybe more than one on every corner. So my history is I feel like I live and breathe pizza. But as far as Women's Pizza Month, if you wanted to go with that, it's going to be the sixth year this year, which is crazy for me to think about.
Wow, that's so, so cool. So you grew up like right in New York City, or where in New York did you grow up?
I was born in the Bronx, but most of my life I spent in Queens.
Oh, that's so cool. And so you were kind of brought up with just like pizza being in your world from the very beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my grandfather was born in Italy and he's from Sicily. And it was like very part of his upbringing that everything was made fresh from scratch, bread, pasta. It was like hard to get him actually to go and eat out. So that was something, it was a part of my upbringing is to make everything. So I had a wonderful privilege to learn, you know, from him directly.
That's so cool. So, you're growing up and you're learning from your grandfather. And did you have the idea of that time of where you were going to take this?
Absolutely not. I just love to eat and enjoyed it. So it was just about having fun. And it's still about having fun for me. Good food will always bring people together. I feel like if for no other reason, make pizza just to make more friends.
Yeah, no, that's totally true. So then, from where you were like working on this, and then where did your life go? Like, where did things take you?
That would take a few years to talk about. My professional background actually started out in real estate.
Hmm.
But my pizza background, as you know, I mean, it was part of my life always. But as far as professionally, that really started around COVID, like it is was for a lot of people. I bought my first backyard pizza oven 2021 and around the time COVID occurred, and that's
That's so cool. So basically, COVID began, and I mean, this changed the lives of so many people. And we've seen so many very talented, like pizza artisans who have kind of come in during this COVID era. So you bought the first pizza oven, and was it like, I'm just going to make pizzas for fun? Or were you like, okay, I'm going to start this page and this is my plan?
Well, I always made pizza for fun, for dinner, for friends. It was always a thing, but I was using my home oven. Might have been 2020, the year I got the first pizza oven. But during COVID, I'm a very social person, and I felt like I lost my, connection to people in general. And I was never someone really to go on social media. But I was like, you know what? Let me get on Instagram. And I just started posting the pizzas I was making, just, with this brand new pizza oven. And people were just really interested in it because, like I said, I was lucky enough to have a background. So I kind of knew what I was doing from the beginning. Whereas a lot of people bought these ovens at that time and had never made pizza before. So I started to teach people what I knew, and it just rolled on from there.
That's so incredible. You've grown the page Like, it's amazing to see how many people love the page and also how beautiful your pizzas are. Like, they're not just well
Thank you.
made, but every pizza is beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess I do put a lot of pride. I'm one of those people that believes like you also eat with your eyes. So, I mean, I know my pizza tastes good, but the visual appearance also matters to me. I feel like it should look appetizing. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Now, will you take me through just some of the different pizzas that you're making? Because I mean, of course, there's ones on there that you're like, okay, this is a margarita pizza or this is a whatever it is. But just for maybe some of the people who aren't as familiar with just some of the creations that you have.
love to go with the season. When spring hopefully finally rolls around, I will be looking for spring produce. Lucky now, I'm living north of the city in Westchester County, and I live next to a lot of forests, and I'm lucky there are wild ramps growing over there, so I will forage for those and I'll make pesto out of them or just put them onto a pizza. I always do that every spring. And that for me is, the first time that it's truly spring when those come up. So seasonal ingredients, I'll go to the farmers markets, like I said, ramps, garlic, greens. I mean, summertime will be fresh tomatoes, but anything I could get when I'm in Europe, I'll look for unique local ingredients there. So I like to be seasonal. I like to stay local whenever possible. I think that no matter what food industry you're in, good ingredients, fresh ingredients, local ingredients are always going to be your best friend, the best ingredients.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And in Italy, it is very much that way. It's the market, the store, everything is fresh and people go out and get the ingredients. And I love to see that, people like you and also me are kind of continuing that because that's what my grandparents did too. They were always like, they had a grocery store first. So they were always selling local ingredients from the grocery store and growing things. And that was always very beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. My grandfather would be like, and it's not summertime, you have to use canned tomatoes. I mean, if you're lucky enough, you jarred or canned those yourself, but you don't use fresh tomato in the wintertime because they really are tasteless.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. When you use fresh ingredients, you can tell that difference like so easily.
Yeah, absolutely. Even the color, flavor, everything, the smell. Like I feel like, a lot of people aren't lucky enough to, or even just educated enough, like weren't like personally like taken to a farmer's market, or were lucky enough to go to some of these places where some of these ingredients are truly local. Even for example, I've gone on trips to Costa Rica, and I feel like I never really had a pineapple until I had one in Costa Rica. Like you really like oranges from Sicily, lemons from Sicily taste like do not taste anything like ones from Florida and California. So like it really to have fresh local ingredients is just it's life changing. And I feel like, just even just for people at home who want to start, improving their cooking, like go to your local farmers market or go just do a quick search, like what is in season now, and it's amazing how quickly you become a better cook when you use better ingredients. It's not magic, really. The quickest cheat is to use good ingredients, and you don't have to do much with them when you're starting with good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you have a certain pizza that you're like, this is my favorite pizza to make or my favorite pizza to eat that you feel like is just like the one you're most connected to?
I wish I did because everyone keeps asking me what my favorite pizza is, but I'm the kind of person that loves trying new things. So like I always like feel like, almost what like a new pizza that I had last is the one that like sticks in my head, like something that surprises me. But it just constantly changes. Like I like mixing it up.
That's awesome. That's very, very cool. Let's pivot over to Women's Pizza Month because it's coming up here just honestly in a few short days.
Yeah,
And
it's crazy.
it's crazy, right? It came up very fast, but I wanna talk to you about it because you have essentially founded this month, and I wanna talk about how this happened and just the things that, women can do this month.
Yeah, I mean, what it started out as and what it became are almost completely different. I mean, it literally started out like the pizza community, people don't realize on Instagram, like now it's humongous. Like, but when I first got on it, it was a good size, but everyone kind of knew each other and introduced each other. But when I first started, I just showed my pizzas. I didn't show my face. It was just a picture of pizza. The community was really small, and I mean, it's still male dominated, but it was even more so then. Like, it was hard to find a woman posting making pizza. So the assumption, I mean, I was just real clever food, very generic logo, profile, symbol. Everyone assumed I was the guy. And it bothered me, not in the sense that I was getting upset, but wondering like why that assumption. So I thought, let me introduce myself as a woman. And that actually caused more excitement because they're like, "Oh, there are some women here. Cool." And then I thought, you know, I know I'm not the only one because I actually really like Sarah Minnick at the time was blowing my mind. And Kim was coming onto the scene. I mean, we had so many great pizza makers out there that I was just like, let me start to highlight some of these. Let me introduce them. And I was thinking, how do I do that? It was around February that I was thinking about this, and March is Women's History Month. So I was like, how do we tie Women's History Month and pizza together? And that's really the start of Women's Pizza Month, is just reaching out to people and saying, like, do you want to celebrate women with pizza? What do you think about this idea? And everybody just got really excited about it.
Oh yeah, I want to celebrate women in pizza.
Yeah, it's like, why not? It's fun. It's a great way to celebrate people who are important to you, acknowledge all the great things women have done, and it's our favorite food. Like, there's no downside.
No, absolutely not. And now, are there things throughout the month that women can do to really get involved in this?
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, it evolved. Where Women's Pizza Month has now become to me, and what I've realized, it's become almost like uh, a networking system where by women showing up. And, and that's why I keep showing up, is to say, hey, women out there, if you want to become part of the community, you want me to introduce you to my network, or you just want, to ask me questions, I'm here. You're not alone. There's a bigger community out there. They want to meet you too. So it's become a come and join the party, come and join the community. As someone who now, really understands that, you know, in business, no matter what kind of business, the know-how, the knowledge is important. It also helps to have a network, a support network, because even as smart as you are, you never have all the answers, or you just might need some alternative answers, or just emotional support, encouragement. There's so many amazing men and women in this community that I feel like it's so beneficial to you as a pizza maker, business owner, to have this network if you have questions. And that's what Women's Pizza Month has become. It's become a way for people to find each other, bring them into the community. So that's what I like to think of Women's Pizza Month, as a way to help other women access the community that I'm lucky enough to have. And I like to, it's like a head start. Like, I wish I had that. So like, if you're like just starting, I want to bring you not even just up to where I'm at. I want you to keep going. So like, it makes me so happy to see other women succeed. Like, that to me is success for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I had Sarah from Fired Pizza on the podcast, and I also had Alexandra, who is from Women's in Pizza. And it was so nice to talk to them because I think, any woman that's running a pizzeria, or if you're in the pizza industry, sometimes when things are not going the way that you want them to go, like people see what's on social media and like the pizzas and the good things. But when you go through those struggles, having that support system and those other women in pizza who understand what you're going through,
Absolutely.
it's such a nice thing to have that community, and also even having, the men in pizza, because they also know what it's like to have a very bad day when everything breaks and your pizzas don't come out the way they need to, and just the daily stress of doing what you're doing.
Yeah, we all help each other. I mean, the men are a huge important part of this. They're actually some of the people that get the most excited about Women's Pizza Month sometimes, which is absolutely awesome. You know, the pizza community has amazing men and women, and they all like almost all the ones that I know, they want to help other people. They're more than happy, to answer questions and bring people into this. It's been
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I've been doing the podcast now, I think a little over a year. And I always tell my husband, 'cause, I have a marketing background. And so I'm so used to that industry, and it's a very different industry. And being in pizza and just the collaboration and the willingness and the people reaching out. And it's really made me love people like more than
yeah.
I did before.
I tell people, it wasn't for the community, like, I wouldn't be even on Instagram or anything because it's really always been about the people, like, it's the 6th year of Women's Pizza Month. It's a lot of work, and if it wasn't for all the people in the community and the positivity that it brings, and, like, I feel like this year, we need it more than ever before, but if it wasn't for the people, I wouldn't be doing it, It's definitely not for the money.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get that. And for people who have just really found out about this movement, are there different, like, meetups, events? Like, how can they get more involved?
Yeah, I mean, the best way to get involved, I mean, through Instagram is reach out, say hello, tell me or even, anyone you admire in this pizza community. I guarantee you, unless they're just too busy with to check their DMs, they will respond and they'll respond positively, and get involved with Instagram, post your pizzas, ask questions. If you're able to go to Vegas for International Pizza Expo, that's a great place to meet up. If you have a Gozney pizza oven, like, we have a collective. I'm an East Coast leader, but there are great leaders throughout the world actually who we organize events. We also, help each other out. But they have that for other pizza ovens as well. If you're looking for questions about ingredients, I don't have all the answers, but I know a lot of people, and usually I could kind of point you in the right direction. So I just encourage people, don't hesitate, reach out. That's the first step.
Yeah, I agree with you. The networking is really important. I mean, I've had so many people reach out, like, "Are you going to the Pizza Expo this year?" And I think that's a huge meetup opportunity for people. And there's other pizza events too. There's another Pizza Expo. I think it's in maybe the fall in Ohio or something. And there's different, like, I know PMQ has their different events that they have in different parts of the country. So these are all opportunities to kind of meet up and network and do this together.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's always something going on. You just gotta ask people or um, like I said, the best thing is like I don't always know what's going on, but through the community, you kind of hear what's going on. So reach out and start your network.
Absolutely. And do you have, a memorable experience or a story that you can kind of share with the audience of just working with other women in the pizza industry?
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough to work with a bunch of great women for Forth to Future. We had our first event in September, and I worked with Laura Meyer, Leo Skirda, Stephanie, Nick Bean, and we had this big conference where we had all these women fly in, and it was just great to be able to collaborate, see that we're all like, even though we're all in different situations, living different lives, we just all have similar struggles and we're all staying connected now through Instagram or messaging. That was absolutely fantastic to have so many women. Sarah Minnick taught one of the classes and she's been like a hero of mine since I first heard about her, to be able to, like, be in a classroom with her, and she had, like, a recipe for, like, a fermented corn sauce. I was like, "Oh my god, that was so good." She's like, "Send me your email, I'll just send it to you," and she literally right there is like, emailed me the recipe. So that was pretty incredible. Last Pizza Expo, I got to meet Ann Kim. Sarah Minnick was the keynote speaker there. So like that was a highlight for me because I mean, I love the guys. There's some amazing guys in this industry, but to have a woman doing the keynote Pizza Expo for me was absolutely amazing. And Sarah did such a great job. And Kim was in the audience there. And like meeting her, just these are great women, so much knowledge, but they're also like incredibly down to earth, great people too. And that was really great to see.
Yeah, I've noticed the people who are really in the pizza industry, like, they're just pure souls. They're wonderful, giving, kind, awesome people.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I really what sticks out to me about Sarah and Anne is they literally are like totally unique. Like they copy nobody. Like their pizza styles, their toppings. You'll never even see them like being even like brand influenced. Like, like sometimes, you'll see certain people, it's like they'll stick to certain brands. Like they're just totally Sarah and Anne and I just they're just powerhouses and I just I just absolutely love it.
That's so awesome. One of the areas, you're so strong on your social media presence and what you've built here. And for other women or even just individuals in pizza, do you have advice or things that they can do to improve their social presence?
I think and I have to always remind myself this too, is keep showing up. Like those Instagram algorithms, all those algorithms, they're brutal. They're brutal. And unfortunately, I think that AI and the algorithms now are, and there's been studies about this, are leaning into old bias, like which are gender stereotypes. And I feel like, men do have that advantage there. Like I feel like if I put out that same exact content a guy does,
Mhm.
it's not it's gonna do quite as well. But you have I have to remind myself if I let that discourage me and I walk away, then there's one less woman showing up, and we need more women showing up. So I think it's important that we keep showing up, be there, because that's the thing is you gotta. If you don't show up, no one's gonna see you, no one's gonna get these great messages. No one, and I think you got to be true to yourself and put stuff out there that you're proud of,
Yeah.
not worry about what the algorithm's gonna do, because it's so easy to get frustrated, and I've been talking to people about getting involved with Women's Pizza Month. I've been, and some of them, like, they stop posting on Instagram. This is both men and women. They're coming back just for Women's Pizza Month because they're so discouraged, but at the same time, this is something positive. This is something that means a lot to them. People use it for different purposes, but it's for all these people, it's something positive, and I think that that's what's important to focus on the positive. What motivated you to get onto Instagram in the first place? Was it to grow your network, grow your business? Whatever that original motivation is, has to stay your motivation for showing up over and over again. If it's to go viral, you're gonna get frustrated. If you stay true to yourself, like there's some really amazing women that I follow, not just in pizza, and I remember one of them just she actually made a video and she's like making content just for Instagram. And I said, enough. And her reach suffered for a little while, but she kept pushing through and being true to herself. And now she's gotten bigger than ever before. So I think it's important to stay true to yourself and keep showing up. That's my advice.
Love that advice. That's very incredible advice because it can definitely be frustrating when those targets and those things aren't met immediately, and you look at people who are very successful, and they have been showing up for years and years and years and consistently posting and staying true to their brand, and these are all elements that I think sometimes you forget when you're looking for that easy, like, viral video or that quick, like, all the followers, you want them just immediately, and that's just not how it happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the numbers don't like they don't matter. They really don't. Like some of the people are, started following, had like 1,000 followers. Now they have like 200 or a million followers now. But I still look at them the same way as when they were small accounts. And the small accounts to me, are the same as those million follower accounts, especially when they're true to themselves. Like I see some small accounts just doing absolutely amazing things, and the people who follow you, maybe they don't have the time to always be like, "You're awesome, you're awesome." You got to tell yourself that, and keep showing up. It doesn't matter. That following number does not matter. I mean, the truth is most of those are bot numbers, they just don't matter. You gotta pay attention. It's just people leaving you comments every week, questions, like there people do care what you have to show 'em and that you show up, and people want you to keep showing up. I know I definitely wanna see more women showing up, not giving up. I'm waiting for the woman to go viral on Instagram, and we can't do that unless we show up. But at the same time, I don't think we should sell out to do things for Instagram. We gotta keep being true to ourselves. I know I'm gonna keep doing it. Yeah, I always try to stay true to myself. That's very important, like you'll notice on my page, I do have certain products I use a lot, but everything on my page I like. Like it was really important to me. One time I received a product and I used it when I put it on my page. It was fine. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but I got a message like literally less than a day later. I bought that product because it was on your page, and it really made me think about the responsibility of showing things on my page. And it's important to me to only show things on my page that I really, really like. So that's part of being honest and true to myself also.
Yeah, 100% agree with you on that one. And Christy, I mean, I'm gonna tell people, how to get to your page, but I think the easiest is at Real Clever Food on Instagram.
That's always a good place to reach out to me. Absolutely. And then I don't, if we're going to talk about the Women's Scholarship for Women's Pizza Month, there's a web page for that as well.
Well, that's awesome. How can people reach out to that? What's the easiest way to connect with it?
So the Women's Scholarship is we're gonna award 5 women a scholarship to Pizza University. This will
Wow.
be the 3rd year that I'm working with Pizza University, Cordo, and Stanislav. You go to cordo-olive.com and you'll see a link to the scholarship. And there's also a pizza kit that you could buy to help celebrate Women's Pizza Month. Talking about fresh ingredients, doing this to sell it, but literally those tomatoes in that kit. I've eaten tomatoes from all over the world. I've spent stupid amounts of money on San Marzanos and everything. The tomatoes in that kit are the best that you'll ever have out of a jarred or canned tomato. You get 4 of those in the kit along with Cordo's Truly olive oil, and you can use that to celebrate. You'll find that also on that website. But yeah, so you apply if you're a woman who's interested in getting into the pizza business, furthering your pizza knowledge. As long as you don't already own a brick and mortar, if you own a pop-up business, that's fine. And you're eligible to apply. It's very simple and I think worth it.
Awesome. Christy, thank you so much. I really respect and love everything that you're doing, and I just wish you the best and the most growth with everything. You're so authentic. It's just awesome.
Thank you. Same, and if you know any women who need help getting into the community and network, have them reach out to me. I'm always looking to meet new women in the industry and help them out however I can.
I'll absolutely send them your way.